Tajaddud is something that reoccurs. Huduth, something that occurs. And both of these are events. And thubut is something which remains in place for a long time. And which jumla shows thubut? Jumla ismiya. And tajaddud and huduth is jumla fi'liya. What he's saying in here is that this is actually like quite loose. He's saying that theory is not based on the jumla ismiya and jumla fi'liya itself. Because a jumla fi'liya is any jumla that has a fa'il. Whether the fa'il comes at the beginning or whether the fa'il comes in the khabar. So for example, Ja'a Zaydun and Zaydun Ja'a. In terms of nahwa, jumla ismiya, jumla fi'liya. But in terms of balagha, both will show what meaning? What kind of meaning will they both show? They will both show huduth. Exactly, they both show huduth. So it's not about jumla ismiya, about jumla fi'liya really. In more technical, if you dig deeper, the issues to do with the ism and the fa'il. It's not about the structure of ismiya and fi'liya. The huduth and tajaddud concepts and thubut actually occur within the fa'il. So when you say, for example, let's say for example you have qama Zaydun. Or let's say we even have here Zaydun qama, jumla ismiya, and Zaydun qa'imun. It's not the jumla ismiya that affects the meaning of huduth and tajaddud. The huduth and tajaddud comes about from this. This is the fa'il. The verb, the fa'il. So fa'il contains zaman. And because verbs contains tense, so because of this, we say verbs show huduth, and huduth means what? A one-off occurrence. Or if the fa'il mudari, yaqumu, it can show tajaddud. And tajaddud is what? A reoccurrence, a continual tense. And qa'imun, this will show what? Thubut. So the actual huduth and thubut comes about not necessarily because of the jumla ismiya and jumla fi'liya, but rather it comes about because of what? It comes about because of the ism. Is that what point he's making? This comes because thubut, a link. Is that clear? Does that make sense? And the reason for this is because verbs have tenses, and anything with a tense will have limitations. It's either in the past tense, right now, future. It wouldn't be long. It wouldn't show continuity. So because a verb has a tense, it has to be limited. And nouns don't have tenses. So it's not limited to a time. And he gives another example, not of the Quran hadith, but he's quoting from Fakhr al-Razi. He says, for example, look, if you say, Fulanun sharib al-khamra, and Fulanun sharib al-khamr, what's the difference? Fulanun sharib al-khamra and sharib al-khamri. Yes. One off, because and that will either be huduth, and sharib al-khamri is a habit. Because isms don't have tense. So when you have sharib al-khamr, now you have a long-term meaning to this. Now based on this principle, where we understand that the ismul fa'il, or an ism, whether it's fa'il or maf'ul, shows longevity, it shows a more permanent. There's nothing permanent always, like 100% eternal, but it has the element of time, spreads over a longer period of time as opposed to the fa'il. Based on this, you can now then use the ismul fa'il to show in natural qualities. Like for example, we had sharibul khamri. So sharibul khamri, you can translate as alcoholic. If one person, he just one off drunk, you won't call him alcoholic in English. It's not his nature, his character. But sharibul khamri is now he's here alcoholic. Now again, based on the same principle, he's saying here, if you look at it here, you can then go on further and say an ismul fa'il and ism al-maf'ul, because both are ism, can also show an emphasis. For example, in day-to-day conversation, somebody may ask you, Atanjah, will you pass these exams? Will you pass it? So if you say Anjah, Ana Anjah, inshallah, I will pass. And the other way of saying is Ana Najih. Ana Najih is more emphatic. Because why? It shows what? Longevity. But longevity, that's the thubut. But because it's only a one-off occurrence. But it kind of shows you your thiqah, your firmness, your conviction of this action occurring. Okay? It's as if now it's going to occur and it's going to remain occurred. So based on the thubut, you can get a kind of a ta'keed.